Uzbekistan, a country whose reputation often evokes conflicting evaluations and discussions, can, in 2025, be considered one of the most controversial and vivid examples in the Central Asian region. This is what this detailed account will focus on, in which we will try to reveal the multifaceted aspects of life, customs, and features of this nation. In the course of this narrative, you will learn about, without exaggeration, astonishing and sometimes even shocking facts related to this unusual and versatile people. Facts that hardly fit into the usual picture and require deeper reflection. We will touch on not only cultural traditions and customs, but also socio-political aspects, legal peculiarities, and everyday life in this country, which, despite everything, remains an important link in the modern world. Let us begin with the fact that Uzbekistan can rightfully be called one of the most interesting and distinctive countries in the year 2025. Interest in it is driven not only by its rich history and unique cultural values, but also by social phenomena that are often not covered in official channels. So, what incredible facts can be uncovered by immersing oneself in the real life of Uzbek cities and villages, as well as learning about the traditions, long-standing customs, and outlooks of its people? One of the most striking aspects immediately catching the eye is wedding rituals, which remain a vital part of the cultural identity of the nation. Every year, thousands of Uzbek families hold celebrations that, in scale and splendor, can rival any major European or Asian festivities. The more guests, relatives, friends, neighbors gather for the wedding, the greater the confidence in the happiness and prosperity to come. In some cases, wedding celebrations last several days, and the number of invitees often exceeds hundreds or even thousands of people. The atmosphere of these events, filled with joy, singing, and dancing, creates in the hearts of participants the feeling of a truly celebratory universe where happiness and kindness reign. However, behind this bright and colorful spectacle lie considerable expenses. Some weddings cost tens of thousands of dollars, an amount that can be catastrophic for an ordinary Uzbek family. As a result, many postpone repayments of loans and debts, paying them off over years. To prevent excessive extravagance in wedding expenses, the country's authorities have set certain restrictions on the scale and cost of celebrations. This is done to ensure that such lavish festivities do not turn into a financial burden for years to come. Consequently, the native population is forced to find a balance between the desire to celebrate beautifully and the need to maintain economic stability. Another unusual feature of Uzbek weddings is the early start of the celebration. Many newlyweds, or more precisely their relatives and organizers, begin preparations for the wedding day as early as 6 in the morning. Why so early? The answer is simple: not to hurry or avoid immersing oneself in the festive atmosphere, but rather to ensure that all participants have enough time for feasts, dancing, and entertainment, as well as, of course, to ensure that guests get up on time and can go to work or attend to other matters. For many Uzbek weddings, the morning is a special time when the spirit of celebration gathers, and it is also a time to make sure everyone has the chance to eat well, dance, and not be late for their responsibilities. It is important to note that in Uzbekistan, a mandatory medical examination must be completed before marriage. Unlike in European countries, the USA, or some Asian states, where such checks are usually not strictly enforced. In this country, undergoing a medical examination is not just a formality, but a real necessity. Without an official health certificate, it is simply impossible to register a marriage. During this medical check, infectious diseases, hereditary risks, and overall health status are examined. Authorities and society consider this an important tool to reduce the spread of infections, protect future generations, and decrease the number of hereditary diseases. The initiative applies to both men and women, and even a single previously issued Christian certificate for Uzbek citizens requires confirmation in the form of specific documents. This underscores the importance of such a procedure as, essentially, a guarantee of responsible attitude towards marriage and the health of the future family. One may ask, how would you personally act? Would you prefer to have only one wife or agree to several? This question sparks many debates and reflections among the country's residents and beyond. The dilemma becomes even more interesting when remembering that the law in Uzbekistan strictly prohibits polygamy, and violation of this rule is met with serious penalties. Unlike some Muslim countries where polygamy is still permitted and practiced, in Uzbekistan, such relationships are considered a crime and punishable by prison terms up to 3 years, which serves as a strict and very clear warning. However, despite the official ban, the reality often remains different. After the dissolution of the Soviet Union in the 1990s and the country's transition into the post-Soviet era, polygamy began to re-emerge in certain circles. The reasons are both financial and traditional and social. Wealthy and influential men often seek additional companions to emphasize their status or simply to fulfill personal desires. Despite legal sanctions, such practices continue to exist, and enforcement of the law is quite rare, as many understand that laws are easy to change, but reconsidering and altering deeply ingrained habits and traditions is much more difficult. This is one of the main conflicts in modern Uzbek society, the struggle between the law and traditions that live on and develop in people's minds. Regarding the culture and customs related to marriage and family life, the Uzbek people possess a quite unusual and colorful traditional landscape. For example, some of the most well-known are the numerous wedding ceremonies and rituals that have been passed down from generation to generation and remain an integral part of national identity. They include not only lavish celebrations and bright attire, but also ancient dances, songs, ritual dishes, and unique customs for greeting the newlyweds. The entire country lives for these events, and each celebration is a bright festival involving not only the younger generations, but also the entire surrounding community, relatives, neighbors, and friends. They all share in the joy and strive to preserve the richness of traditions, bringing them into the modern era, sometimes enhancing them with new elements reflecting the times of change and globalization. A significant feature of Uzbek weddings is that preparation for the celebration often begins long before the event itself. Sometimes families start organizing months or even years in advance, eager for the joyful day when two hearts, along with two fates, will unite. Young people especially look forward to this, as they see it as a revival of ancient traditions and an expression of hope for the future, a belief that everything planned will surely come true and their union will be strong and happy. Many residents consider a wedding to be more than just a ceremony. It is a kind of hope and blessing ritual that sets the tone for the entire life of the future married couple. Summarizing this vibrant and rich picture of life, it's impossible not to note that Uzbekistan is a country where rules and traditions walk hand in hand with modernity, despite all the complexities and contradictions. Elements of ancient culture are strictly observed, yet new principles are also implemented, sometimes diverging from established views. This complex symbiosis creates a unique and multifaceted image of a people who value respect for the past and strive for the future. In many ways, the country continues to remain one of the most interesting and mysterious nations of the 21st century. Despite its rich history, unique cultural traditions, and magnificent nature, Uzbekistan is a country with clearly defined social norms that influence the daily lives of everyone within its borders. Therefore, travelers should be well acquainted with these rules and traditions, not only to behave respectfully in a foreign land, but also to avoid awkward situations that might arise from ignorance or misunderstanding. An essential part of cultural customs is normative behavior in interpersonal contacts. For example, in Uzbekistan, there are quite strict rules regarding greetings and acts of politeness, especially between men and women. It is not customary to offer a woman a handshake, and this is considered a sign of respect for the country's national traditions and cultural values. Instead of shaking hands, she modestly places her right hand on the left side of her chest and slightly bows. This gesture symbolizes respect and acknowledgement. Handshakes are only permitted between men, which is an important part of interpersonal etiquette in this country. Attempting to extend a hand to a woman may be perceived as a sign of disrespect. Such an action is considered a breach of local customs and unacceptable behavior. Additionally, the country has strict legal regulations justified by traditions and historical norms. Laws concerning gambling, drug use, or the transportation of certain medicines are very strict and aimed at maintaining public order. The importation of substances that can be used for illegal purposes, such as cough syrups containing codeine, is especially tightly controlled. Attempting to carry such substances or similar prohibited materials can lead to serious legal consequences, including detention and even arrest at the airport. The import and distribution of pornography, whether printed materials or digital files, are completely prohibited by law, with strict penalties for violations. Although alcohol consumption in Uzbekistan is not outright banned, unlike in some Muslim countries, its sale and consumption are heavily regulated. Persons under 20 years old are prohibited from drinking alcohol and smoking, and stores selling alcohol or tobacco products face strict fines and sometimes license revocation, making the sale process highly regulated. Public drunkenness is also strictly disapproved. Moderate gatherings with family or friends are permitted, but any display of inappropriate behavior, noise, or conflicts can immediately tarnish the visitor's image and cause dissatisfaction among others. It is also important to be aware of the differences in attitudes toward photography. Photographing military objects or government buildings is strictly forbidden, and violation of this rule can result in fines, confiscation of equipment, and in the most serious cases, deportation. Despite being a Muslim-majority country, authorities enforce policies restricting the wearing of headscarves and long beards, especially in schools and government institutions. The official stance is that such symbols may be associated with religious extremism and contradict the country's course toward modernization and secular development. Uzbekistan's constitution affirms the country's status as a secular state, so any manifestations of religion, especially those publicly displaying religious symbols, are strictly regulated. Part 5 of 28. Special attention is also given to issues of nutrition and health. The sale of harmful, excessively fatty, or fast food near schools is generally prohibited to protect the health of young people. This is done to shield minors from bad habits and poor eating habits. Therefore, if a student suddenly craves tasty fried chicken or a popular burger, they will have to go a little further to find a suitable place. During breaks or free time, in search of something delicious, they sometimes have to cover some distance, and this is part of the local reality. Now let's move on to the topic of beauty, which is widely recognized on an international scale. Uzbek women are rightly considered among the most beautiful representatives of the female gender in all of Asia. When it comes to countries known for their stunning female populations, Uzbekistan is often perceived as a real find, unexpected and pleasant. Women of this nation bear the mark of an ancient ethnic appearance, which includes centuries-old features and cultural traits that distinguish them from other peoples in the region. The appearance of Uzbek women reflects prominent Asian beauty traits: deep, intelligent eyes, densely black hair that shines in the sunlight, warm golden skin that possesses a special radiance, and a natural grace of movements. It is believed that the country's hot, dry, and clear climate gives their skin a special glow and adds expressiveness and charisma to facial features. Sometimes within the group of Uzbek women, one can find an astonishing diversity of looks. Some of them have more European facial features, and such examples appear more often than one might expect. One vivid example is the popular singer Diora, whose appearance combines traits of both Eastern and Western beauty, making her image truly unique. This mixed appearance and centuries-old history of the people create a truly mesmerizing image. An especially important aspect is that unlike many traditionally conservative Muslim countries where women are required to cover their faces and bodies completely, the situation in Uzbekistan is quite different. Women here enjoy much greater freedom in choosing their clothing. They can wear a variety of modern and traditional outfits, reflecting their right to personal freedom and independent style choices, which makes Uzbek women even more attractive and confident. In today's world, major cities in Uzbekistan show noticeable changes in fashion preferences and cultural traditions. In highly developed urban centers, people increasingly prefer to dress in styles of Western brands and trends. During the hot summer months, city residents usually opt for lightweight, comfortable clothing, shorts, blouses, airy dresses that allow them to feel free even under the scorching sun. Unlike in the past, when traditional Uzbek costumes in vibrant colors and floral patterns could be seen almost everywhere on the streets, today such bright and expressive attire is rarely seen in everyday urban life. They are more often transformed into festive costumes worn during national holidays, festivals, and cultural events. An important difference also lies in the fact that wearing a headscarf is no longer a mandatory element of clothing for modern women. Most of them make this choice consciously, guided by their personal beliefs, religious views, or style. These noticeable changes reflect not only evolving fashion but also the internal freedom of women, their personal attitude toward traditions and modern life. And if we speak not only about outer appearances but also about spirit and character, Uzbek women deserve special respect. They are distinguished by resilience, the ability to overcome difficulties, and to maintain dignity even in the most challenging times. Even during the Soviet era, shy attempts were made to encourage women to pursue education, actively participate in the workforce, and engage in cultural, scientific, and artistic life. This period became a starting point for the development of a strong female presence in modern Uzbekistan, and many achievements of past decades continue to play an important role to this day. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, traditional Islamic values were revived in the country, and religious rituals gained new development. However, the achievements of the Soviet era were also preserved, as women were given the opportunity to study, work, and demonstrate their abilities. Today, Uzbek women are active and confidently assert themselves in various spheres of society. For example, about 17.5% of the country's political leaders are women, which constitutes a significant share, especially compared to other post-Soviet states. Specifically, this figure exceeds 9.8%, as recorded in Russia, and ranks third after Belarus and Latvia among all former Soviet republics. These numbers indicate substantial progress and the opportunities available to women in politics. In terms of culture, differences are also noticeable and quite pronounced. Cities, with their modern infrastructure and open atmosphere, make women more confident and sociable. They easily approach foreigners, are open to communication and new relationships. In contrast, women from rural areas and villages are more conservative, deeply valuing family traditions and traditional values. Such women believe that family and its well-being are the main priorities in life, which creates a stable foundation for their marriage relationships. As a result, their relationships are often more reserved and based on mutual respect, trust, and responsibility. Therefore, despite the relative ease of meeting an Uzbek woman, winning her heart and building a strong, sincere family is a completely different, much more complex and responsible step. If you are interested in how to find the right approach to an Uzbek woman's heart and what to expect in marriage, you can leave your questions or share your thoughts in the comments. In this context, it is worth remembering that each nation has its own nuances and subtleties related to cultural traditions and worldview. Now let's move on to another important aspect, the riches that this country produces, as Uzbekistan holds a deserved place in the global economic system. One of the country's key natural resources is gold, one of the most significant symbols of wealth and prosperity for many peoples. Uzbekistan ranks 4th in the world in gold production. This is no accident. The country has several large gold deposits and extensive mines, among which the Murantau open-pit mine stands out as particularly remarkable, having been discovered in 1950. The size of this massive open-pit mine is truly astonishing. It stretches 3.5 kilometers in length, about 2.5 kilometers in width, and exceeds 600 meters in depth, making it one of the largest in the world by area and volume of extraction. It can be compared to a huge scar running through the desert, serving as a vivid reminder of the wealth hidden beneath the country's natural resources. To date, approximately 1,600 tons of gold have been extracted here, but experts are confident that the reserves underground can sustain mining activities at least until 2032. However, modern gold in Uzbekistan is not only about underground reserves. This metal has long become a part of the daily life of its people, symbolizing wealth, success, and beauty. Gold can be found everywhere, in the magnificent domes of mosques, in jewelry, clothing, and also in the smiles and looks of the people. For centuries, the gleam of gold has been associated with wealth, status, and prosperity. For example, in past centuries, respected elders decorated their teeth with gold inserts, which was not only a display of status, but also a kind of investment, a way to preserve savings. In those times, gold teeth served not only as decoration and indicators of social position, but also as a form of investment. They could be easily exchanged for money when needed. Such gold investments were common among both the poor and the wealthy, because for them, gold was simultaneously decoration, a means of accumulation, and a way to preserve capital. However, gold is not the only valuable treasure Uzbekistan is known for. The country is also famous worldwide for its white gold, cotton, which holds a prestigious place in international trade. Overall, according to experts' assessments, this domestic product ranks among the top 5 largest cotton exporters in the world, accounting for approximately 4 to 5% of global production. This is a very significant indicator demonstrating the importance of cotton for the country's economy and its export policies. The peculiarity of cotton harvesting lies in the fact that it is done manually, with intentional avoidance of machinery in order to prevent damage to the delicate fibers, which are later used to produce fabrics of the highest quality. Each season, millions of workers, both men and women, participate in the collection and processing of cotton. In the past, as production increased and domestic personnel became insufficient, many tasks related to cotton harvesting involved students, teachers, government officials, and sometimes even officials themselves, who, during their free time, helped to bring the harvest to a successful end. As a result, this complex and painstaking work not only helps the country maintain its position in international trade, but also provides jobs, promotes agricultural development, and ensures economic stability. Thanks to the natural resources, talents, and perseverance of its people, Uzbekistan continues to move forward confidently, maintaining its status as an important player in the global resource and product markets. Historically, the country practiced a form of unofficial patriotic duty, mobilizing the population for harvest work, which was regarded by many as a vital responsibility and an opportunity to contribute to the development of their homeland. However, over time, this tradition faced criticism from public figures and experts, who described it as forced labor, akin to coercive work, often lacking voluntariness and personal choice. Fortunately, Extensive reforms in labor relations and the introduction of modern technologies led to significant changes, almost entirely ending such mass mobilizations across the country, freeing citizens from compulsory participation in harvests during labor seasons. In addition to the rich reserves of true and white gold, oil and natural gas, the country also possesses another valuable and unique natural treasure: watermelons. These iconic fruits have been cultivated for over 2,000 years, indicating centuries-old traditions of cultivation and varietal improvement. Today, the country boasts over 150 different varieties of these juicy fruits, each with its own distinctive taste and aroma. Among them are remarkable varieties, such as black watermelons with vivid, intense red flesh and incredibly sweet flavor, which amaze with their unusual coloration and taste, as well as golden melons, so fragrant that during their era, they were exclusively served to monarchs and the aristocracy. Some varieties, for example, the famous Mirzakul watermelon, have gained international fame. Part 9 of 28. This melon is valued for its exceptional softness, sweetness, and aroma, and is now exported to European and Middle Eastern countries, where it sells at high prices, significantly exceeding the average cost of imported fruits. And personally, what do you think about the following question? Was the shipment of students to harvest cotton in the past simply an act of exploitation, or rather a form of unique life experience and a way to cultivate responsibility? I personally believe that the idea of skipping school to work in the fields might have seemed like an alluring and interesting opportunity, capable of teaching many important lessons: discipline, independence, and respect for hard work. Which perspective do you find more convincing? Perhaps you share my opinion, or conversely, believe that such actions are a form of coercion. In any case, I would be glad to hear your opinion and comments on this topic. Moving on to the next aspect, number 5, the cleanest and most beautiful metro stations in the world. When someone mentions Uzbekistan, especially its capital, Tashkent, the first thing that comes to mind is its metro, and justifiably so. Tashkent's metro is deservedly considered one of the most elegant, aesthetically pleasing, and well-maintained underground transportation systems in the world. Each station is a true masterpiece of architecture and design. Marble walls, sparkling crystal chandeliers, stained glass, and intricate patterns created even during the Soviet era. All of this makes underground travel not only convenient, but also transforms the metro into an underground museum filled with art and history. Some stations resemble magnificent palace halls, rich and majestic, as if transported from royal residences, while others evoke the atmosphere of old Soviet theaters, with decorative details and a solemn aesthetic. There are stations inspired by astronomy, featuring motifs of stars and planets, as well as those decorated with folklore or historical themes that tell about the country's past. It's no wonder that many tourists come here not only to ride the metro, but also to admire these underground masterpieces in detail and take memorable photos. Moreover, Tashkent's metro impresses not only with its beauty, but also with its impeccable cleanliness. The floors of the stations shine like mirrors, creating a sense of absolute cleanliness and order. There is no trash, graffiti, or crumbs. Everything is maintained in perfect condition. Cleaning is carried out around the clock, and the residents of Tashkent regard their stations with special reverence and respect. They are proud of their metro and see it as a city treasure, so they strive not only to keep it clean, but also to preserve an atmosphere of splendor and order. Many even joke that it's cleaner here than in many hospitals, which reflects the culture of cleanliness and order cultivated in the city. However, the features of Uzbekistan are not limited to established traditions and the beauty of underground stations. The manifestation of national traits is especially noticeable when stepping out onto the streets of the capital. There, one can see that almost all Chevrolet vehicles are truly mainstream, practically the dominant brand. Nearly all types of transportation, police cars, taxis, and private passenger vehicles on the city's roads are made by this brand. In fact, about 7 out of 10 cars are Chevrolets, most of which are white. This phenomenon is due to the cooperation and established partnership between Uzbekistan and the American company General Motors. The country operates a local Chevrolet assembly plant, which provides lower costs for domestic cars since assembly is carried out under local control and spare parts are easiest to purchase here. They are available at lower prices and in a wide variety. Furthermore, current tax incentives make buying these cars especially attractive to local motorists. You don't need to be wealthy to make the ownership of a modern, reliable and attractive vehicle a reality. Add to this the dry and hot climate typical of the region, which causes white cars to heat up much more slowly and stay cooler under the sun's rays. All of this explains why white Chevrolets dominate the roads of the city and the country as a whole. Moving around the streets of the capital is not just a habit, but a real adventure. You don't even need a special app or navigator, just raise your hand, and any passing pedestrian or driver will stop to offer help or share a ride. Many drivers privately offer informal transportation services, creating their own spontaneous ride-sharing system. It is a quick and inexpensive solution for getting around the city. Just agree on the fare in advance, as most cars lack traditional meters and prices are set by mutual agreement. If you're not particularly inclined to bargain, you will probably have to pay a little more than initially planned, but it still remains much cheaper than calling a taxi or ordering official transportation. Despite modern technological capabilities and developed transportation systems, travel between countries and cities remains quite accessible and, compared to international standards, quite reasonable and comfortable. Today, there are many ways to quickly and easily reach your destination, whether by train, bus, or car. For those who value price stability and prefer fixed fare trips, as well as additional comfort and service advantages, reliable and proven taxi and transfer booking apps are widely available on the market. Among such popular and trustworthy services are, for example, Yandex Go and My Taxi, which are always ready to ensure comfortable transportation and assist with choosing the optimal route. Let's move on to the next point of our story, which is number 6. This is Tashkent, a vibrant and dynamic heart not only of Uzbekistan, but of the entire Middle East and Central Asia as a whole. Tashkent is a city that holds an honorable place as the largest populated area and the most multicultural city in the region. The city's population exceeds 2,500,000 people, indicating its significance as a major administrative, cultural, and economic center. This city is not just the capital of the country, but the true heart, the inseparable soul of all Uzbekistan. It is here that the main political, business, and cultural institutions are concentrated, shaping the country's image and development. What is especially remarkable about it is its age. The history of Tashkent dates back more than 2,000 years. Century after century from ancient times, it remained an important trading hub, known for its strategic position on the legendary Silk Road. This ancient and prosperous trading legacy has left behind an incredibly rich cultural and architectural heritage that continues to astonish and inspire. Beyond its centuries-old trading traditions, Tashkent is especially famous for its greenery. Despite Central Asia's dry and hot climate, numerous parks, shady boulevards and ancient gardens have been created here, making the city resemble an oasis of greenery amid deserts or lifeless sands. This feature fundamentally distinguishes Tashkent from other cities in the region, where desert or steppe landscapes often predominate without green plantations. In architecture, elements of ancient traditions and modern styles are strangely intertwined. This is especially evident after the tragedy of 1966, when a powerful earthquake completely destroyed a significant part of the old city. At that time, by order of the Soviet authorities, a decision was made to reconstruct, and the city rose from the ruins once again. Modern architecture combines wide, neat squares in the Soviet style with elegant Islamic buildings, many of which have survived since Middle Ages. One of Tashkent's most prominent symbols is Amir Temur Square, the name of a great military leader and conqueror, which has become a symbol of strength and wisdom in history. No less impressive is the TV tower rising over the city to a height of 375 meters. The tallest structure in all of Central Asia, visible from afar and serving as an important landmark for travelers. In cultural and religious terms, Tashkent is renowned for its many shrines and sacred sites. Primarily, these are temple complexes and holy places that attract pilgrims and tourists from around the world. Part 12 of 28. The Hastimam complex is especially famous and recognized worldwide. Inside this unique complex is one of the oldest and most revered copies of the Holy Quran, which, according to legends, is over X centuries old since its writing. This priceless relic makes Hastimam a must-visit for anyone interested in history, religion, and culture. However, Tashkent is not only a center of spirituality and religious traditions. For many centuries, this city has been an important trading hub, connecting the East and West. The most vivid evidence of this is the legendary Khor Su Bazaar, one of the oldest operating markets in Central Asia, with a history beginning more than a millennium ago, back in the heyday of the famous Silk Road. The name of this market translates as crossroads, which is no coincidence. It was here that merchants from various countries met, exchanging goods, knowledge, and stories. Over time, Khor Su transformed into the heart of regional trade and culture, where beneath a huge turquoise dome built during the Soviet period, a variety of goods and crafts from the East and Central Asia are gathered. This dome is not only an architectural decoration, it creates a special atmosphere that fills everyone inside with a sense of enduring Eastern luxury and traditional hospitality. Inside the market, on the lower level, meat and fresh fish are sold, creating a lively and cosmopolitan charm of the place. On the upper floors, you can find all kinds of spices, nuts, fragrant herbs, and sun-ripened fruits, neatly arranged on plates and trays, filling the air with rich aromas. Everything around is alive and dynamic, filled with movement, sounds and smells that cannot be described but only felt. Beyond the enclosed part of the market's dome continues an open bazaar where hundreds of vendors offer textiles, ceramics, tools, and folkcraft items. This is much more than a shopping place. It is a living journey into the past and present of Uzbekistan, its rich history and folk traditions. Let us now move to another aspect, its history, which shows that Uzbekistan is a land touched by centuries-old destiny, passing through the hands of hundreds of great empires and states. Over the centuries, various powers have risen and fallen here, each leaving its mark, traditions, and monuments. Initially, this land was inhabited by ancient Iranian tribes, who left the first traces of their culture. Later, Persians arrived and established a powerful state that significantly influenced regional development. These lands also experienced Greek expansion when, during Alexander the Great's time, caravans traveled through here and fortresses were built. After this, for several centuries, the Kushan Empire held sway, leaving a rich cultural heritage. Subsequently, the Huns, Turkic tribes, and finally, Arab conquerors came to these lands. All of this speaks to a centuries-old history, rich in events, culture, and the succession of great rulers, each contributing to the formation of the unique identity of the Uzbek land. The Arabs introduced Islam to the region, and it was thanks to their efforts that Bukhara became one of the most important centers of science and spiritual knowledge. For several centuries, starting from the 9th century, this city was under the influence of Islamic culture, transforming into a major educational and religious hub where scholars created authoritative works that influenced the entire Islamic civilization. During this period, sages, philosophers, and theologians from across the territory gathered here, people seeking to understand the truth and share knowledge, which became the heritage not only of the region, but of the entire world. In the 10th century, Mongol conquerors, hordes belonging to the great Hunnic dynasty, moved through Central Asia, expanding their empire by seizing vast territories. At that time, the region became part of a vast empire ruled by a mighty Mongol force. However, over time, Mongol dominance began to weaken, leading to a period of political disunity, feudal fragmentation, and social crises. In this context, a new leader emerged, Tamerlan, also known as Timur, a man who managed to restore and unite these lands under his banner. From present-day Uzbekistan, he created a vast empire that encompassed not only Central Asia, but also Western regions, including Iran and parts of neighboring states. Timur, a bold and decisive military leader, a fierce conqueror who inspired both fear and admiration, was capable of ruthless military campaigns but also fostered cultural flourishing in his domains. For example, after the conquest of major cities such as Isfahan, legends hold that he built towers from human heads, images that evoke both horror and awe, serving as a reminder of the harsh realities of his time. Despite the brutality of his conquests during his rule, Samarkand, one of the most famous cities in the region, became a major center of scientific and cultural achievement. In Timur's era, the city began to develop actively as a gathering place for scholars and artists. By the 12th century, the Uzbeks had already established their own Khanates, which led independent lives and strengthened over time. Their capital became Bukhara, a city renowned for its high levels of faith and learning, as well as for its rich cultural traditions. However, alongside this, Bukhara also gained a dubious reputation as a large slave market, where prisoners captured in wars, coming from Persia, India, and Eastern Europe, were sold. This market existed for nearly all centuries, creating a unique atmosphere where trade, suffering, and human fates intertwined. Despite the outward cultural wealth, by the 19th century, the region was incorporated into the Russian Empire under the name Russian Turkestan. During this time, slavery was officially abolished. However, in reality, it continued to flourish underground for a long time, especially until the early 20th century. As a result, many people remained in a state of servitude, deprived of freedom and human dignity. After the revolution and the formation of the Soviet Union, Uzbekistan became one of its constituent republics. For nearly 30 years, the new authorities maintained strict control and authoritarian governance of the country, preserving order and stability. Only with the start of perestroika and subsequent reforms after the death of the first president, Islam Karimov, did the country begin to experience more gradual changes. Attempts were made to liberalize the economy and improve foreign relations. Internally, steps were taken to open up the economy, leading to some positive social changes. Number 8 is sometimes used to describe the country's characteristics, which, despite having no access to the sea, still boasts its own beaches. Uzbekistan is one of 2 countries in the world without a coast, situated among similar nations that also lack access to water bodies because their neighbors are also landlocked countries. Although this seems restrictive, the country's history once boasted a different reality, as it was once home to an extensive water body called the Aral Sea. In the 20th century, it was the 4th largest inland lake in the world, covering approximately 68,000 square kilometers, almost the size of Ireland. At that time, it was a major fishing center, employing tens of thousands of people. Ports and fishing factories produced up to half of all fish exported by the Soviet Union, providing employment for a large number of citizens and supplying the domestic market. However, in the 1960s, the fate of this water resource changed when the Soviet leadership embarked on building canals and dams intended for irrigating cotton fields in Central Asia. Thousands of kilometers of water infrastructure were laid to divert water from the Amu Darya and Sir Darya rivers, aiming to provide water for agriculture and new harvests. But the quality of the work was inadequate. Large sections of the waterworks were destroyed or constricted, leading to significant losses of fresh water. As a result, the water inflow sharply decreased, and given the high temperatures of the surrounding deserts and high evaporation rates, the gradual disappearance of the Aral Sea began. Over time, it shrank to a few small residual patches, occupying less than 1% of its original area, which once spanned more than 68,000 square kilometers. Today, on the dried seabed, rusted ships remaining from decades of fishing and shipping can still be seen. They are gradually consumed by an endless sandy landscape, along with the stories of the former grandeur of this natural treasure, which, after many years of life and development, has completely exhausted its resources, becoming only an echo of once vast waters. This place, shrouded in darkness and mysterious atmosphere, has been nicknamed Ship Graveyard by the locals. Here, among sunken giants of naval vessels, a special silence and sense of mystery reign, as if nature itself decided to turn the tragic events of the past into a unique tourist attraction. This region of Uzbekistan, once a sacred maritime space, has been transformed into a site for recreation and historical exploration, where everyone can feel the spirit of bygone eras and enjoy the unusual beauty of abandoned shipwrecks. Excursions are held here, allowing visitors to observe the wrecked ships swinging in the shadows of forgotten waters, not just out of curiosity, but to understand how difficult life was for people in those times. As part of this adventure, you can go on off-road safaris across what was once the seabed, now turned into land resembling a desert, scattered with fragments of old ships. Tourists and locals come together to venture into this particularly picturesque, semi-dead territory, reminding us how once our waters teemed with activity and life. And it's not only dangerous excursions that attract visitors. This monument to tragedy has also become a symbol of an ecological disaster that left its mark on human history. A story unfolds before your eyes about how human activity and natural cataclysms intertwined created situations that provoke deep reflection and emotional perception. It's no coincidence that this region is called the Ship Graveyard. It bears witness to one of the greatest ecological disasters, when once scenic maritime expanses turned into a sinister, abandoned area filled with ruins and unsolved mysteries. Near the gates of this forgotten world lies Karakalpakstan, an autonomous region within Uzbekistan, which rightly draws special attention with its uniqueness. Located near the former Urali Sea, this small but significant territory covers about 40% of the country's total area, yet is inhabited by only about 2 million people. The overall picture is impressive. Most of the land is owned by this small but self-sufficient region. Karakalpakstan has its own parliament, constitution, and even its own language, features that distinguish it among other Central Asian territories. All this makes it one of the most autonomous and independent regions in the area, capable of maintaining its uniqueness and authenticity even in close association with the guarantor state, Uzbekistan. According to the constitution adopted in the year 23 of the last century, Karakalpakstan was officially recognized as a sovereign democratic republic within Uzbekistan. It held the right to conduct its own referendums, express its will, and make state decisions regarding independence. Furthermore, according to this document, the Republic retained all the possibilities for achieving full autonomy, which placed it in a special position within the country. However, in the year 22 of the current century, the government proposed extensive constitutional reforms that envisaged the abolition of these rights and powers for the region. This move sparked a storm of protests. Mass demonstrations grew into dissatisfaction and unrest, especially in Nukus, the region's capital, as well as in other cities inhabited by the people of this unique land. As a result, under pressure from public opinion and active protest movements, the central authorities were forced to withdraw the controversial amendments, reaffirming their commitment to maintaining the region's current status. Meanwhile, Karakalpakstan continues to preserve its unique cultural identity, which has remained largely unchanged since ancient times. The people of this region still adhere to traditional semi-nomadic lifestyles, especially in rural areas where livelihoods are closely tied to the land. Many residents continue to live in traditional yurts, engaged in livestock farming, fishing, and they cherish and pass down their natural environment and land as core values from generation to generation. These ways of life are living reflections of an ancient culture inherited from the distant past of this region, preserved to this day. Turning to a more modern and vibrant aspect of life, it's worth talking about the nightlife in Tashkent, the country's capital, which comes alive after dark. In the evening, around 7 o'clock, as the intense heat of the day subsides and the air becomes soft and cool, the city is filled with a special atmosphere. This is when its active and colourful nightlife begins, which is not like endless, cultureless parties, but more like a massive kaleidoscope of impressions and emotions. One of the main centres of nightlife is the magical complex located right in the city centre, called Magic City. This is a place where, at dusk, everything transforms. Light shows, bright neon illumination, and various multimedia light installations create the sensation of stepping into another world. After sunset, the entire complex seems to ignite, reminiscent of a scene from a movie or a magical performance. Inside the complex, there are numerous attractions, restaurants and cafes with exquisite cuisine, rides for children and adults, modern cinemas, stages for performances and live music, all creating a special festive atmosphere. Entry to the Magic City is free, and visitors only pay for entertainment or participation in shows and games. This makes it an attractive and accessible place where people of all ages, from young children to the elderly, can spend an evening. Outside the complex, life continues bustling. Locals flock to restaurants and snack bars serving traditional Uzbek dishes such as plov, shashlik, or lagman, dishes loved and appreciated throughout the country. These establishments become especially lively in the evening when guests gather around cozy tables, often accompanied by live music and traditional dances, creating a warm and friendly atmosphere. After dinner, many head to cafes scattered throughout the city. Some are located on the lower floors of buildings, while others are on rooftops of high-rise buildings, offering stunning panoramic views of the night city illuminated by millions of lights. Among young people, hookah lounges and shisha bars are particularly popular, where one can relax, discuss news, share a cup of tea or hookah, and enjoy a calm and cozy ambiance. These places host more pleasant conversations and friendly meetings than noisy entertainment. For those seeking more active nightlife and excitement, the city offers a variety of bars and nightclubs where lively music sets the mood and life flows with energy and vibrancy. Some are situated on the upper floors of modern hotels, providing a peaceful and romantic atmosphere while gazing at the starry sky. During such moments of serenity and beauty, visitors can sip fragrant cocktails, immersed in a fantastic scene, a tranquil sky sprinkled with hundreds of shimmering stars, and below, a bright and lively city sparkling with countless lights. These restaurants and bars create a special ambiance, cozy and aesthetic, often designed in a European style with clean lines and warm lighting that emphasizes the refinement of the space. There are also secret speakeasies, small, almost invisible venues hidden behind inconspicuous doors that attract discerning lovers of nightlife, seeking not only delicious drinks but also a spirit of adventure concealed in an atmosphere of mystery and secrecy. The most surprising and remarkable aspect for many travelers is how freely and openly women participate in the city's nightlife. They dress fashionably, yet comfortably, without excessive restraint or restrictive rules often seen in Islamic countries. In such establishments, women meet with friends, stroll through cozy streets, or enjoy evenings in restaurants, bars, and lounges without any restrictions. This level of freedom and openness attracts tourists eager to experience the true face of the city and its residents, friendly, welcoming, and confident in themselves. Near this vibrant urban life lies a place rightfully considered the heart of the country, the city of Samarkand, one of the most renowned and recognizable monuments of Uzbekistan. Once, it was a sparkling gem of the Great Silk Road, an ancient center of trade and culture, as well as a masterpiece of Islamic architecture that evoked admiration among many travelers and scholars. The centerpiece of this extraordinary city is Registan Square, a true architectural and artistic wonder, surrounded by 3 magnificent madrasas with bright turquoise domes decorated with stunning mosaics and intricate geometric patterns. Standing in this square, one inevitably feels as if transported back to an era of prosperity and glory when this city shone like a precious stone on the world map. Besides Registan, a visit to the Gur Emir Mausoleum, the tomb of the great conqueror Tamerlane, is a must in Samarkand. His patronage and power once extended across all of Central Asia. Tourists often spend an entire day exploring the ancient structures and monuments of this city, marveling at their original architectural solutions and rich ornamentation. In the evenings, they have a wonderful opportunity to visit the night market, where under the soft glow of lanterns and lamps, they can sample popular local dishes, plov, lagman, shurpa, and other traditional delicacies. This stroll turns into a genuine cultural event, full of flavors and aromas that showcase the riches of the fleeting traditional cuisine. Near Samarkand lies Bukhara, a city that can truly be called an open-air museum. It holds more than 140 notable and significant historical monuments within its heart. The most famous symbol of this city is the Kalyan minaret, 45 meters high, part of the Iqbal complex. This minaret has stood here for almost 9 centuries, impressing with its grandeur and the delicate craftsmanship of the artisans of that time. Such construction, akin to a work of art, demonstrates the skill and talent of ancient architects and masons. Nearby are the Miri Arab Madrasa and the Kalayan Mosque, both awe-inspiring with their elegance and refinement, from masterful mosaics to graceful arches that create an atmosphere of harmony and tranquility inside the buildings. Bukhara is also renowned for its ancient Ark citadel, which once served as the residence of ruler and keeper of crucial state secrets. Walking through the old quarters of the city, one can see caravanserais, ancient trading inns where silk caravans and merchants rested and unloaded their goods. Traditional hammams, or baths, remain popular as well, functioning even today and serving not only for hygiene, but also for relaxation in true Eastern style. Another amazing and must-visit city is Khiva, the former capital of the Khivan Khanate, surrounded by formidable clay brick walls that conceal a labyrinth of ancient Islamic structures and fortifications. The centerpiece of this ancient city is Ichan Kala, an old district enclosed by a high fortress wall. Its heart is the Kalta Minor Minaret, dazzling with bright blue ceramic tiles and decorations, one of the main attractions symbolizing the wealth and craftsmanship of local artisans. Although it was never fully completed, its size and vibrant appearance make it one of the most impressive monuments in Central Asia. Walking through Ichan Kala is like a journey back in time, past sun-baked clay houses, ancient madrasas that today serve as museums and workshops for traditional crafts. All illuminated by the warm, soft light of the evening sunset, creating an atmosphere of mystery and mystique beyond time. On the eastern banks of Uzbekistan lies the country's jewel, Fergana, comfortably situated in a picturesque, fertile valley known as the Fergana Valley. This region is distinguished not by its architectural grandeur or majestic monuments like some ancient capitals, but by its rich traditions in folk crafts, cultural heritage, and unique artisanal practices passed down through generations. Unlike the legendary cities renowned for their history and grandeur, the Fergana region is celebrated for its culinary, artistic, and craft originality. For example, in the city of Rishtan, artisans craft ceramicware by hand, glazed in the characteristic cobalt blue, used for centuries and becoming a regional trademark. These items are made with such precision and skill that each plate or pitcher appears as a living testament to ancient traditions preserved by talented craftsmen. At the same time, in the city of Margilan, an extraordinary process of folk weaving continues, where masters utilize ancient technologies to produce silk passed down through generations. As a result, magnificent fabrics are created, filled with patterns and symbols that reveal the rich history and culture of the Fergana region. Local markets in Fergana are a real kaleidoscope of life. Here, you can see vibrant stalls with spicy spices, aromatic dried fruits, decorative fabrics, and handcrafted products, each a small work of art. These markets reflect the daily life, traditions, and cultural character of the local people, transforming ordinary commerce into a vivid panorama of Uzbek life. For travelers, leisure or excursions in Fergana are not just visits to a new region. They are immersive experiences into authentic culture, where every street and corner breathes history, art, and the timelessness of traditions. Fergana opens the door for travelers to the spiritual and cultural saga of the Uzbek people, transforming the journey into a memorable experience to discover the living heart of the country. Number 11. The mysteries surrounding Uzbekistan are a whole series of riddles hidden deep within its history and archaeological finds. In the south of the country, near the city of Termez, lies an abandoned and mysterious architectural complex shrouded in legends and unspoken stories. This ancient city is called Kompatapa, a place where time seems to have stood still. Today, only ruins remain, bearing witness to its former glory, crumbling walls, tall gates, and dilapidated watchtowers. However, when archaeologists began systematic excavations, they uncovered treasures within these ruins that essentially testify to a long-gone era of prosperity. Among the finds were coins crafted in a Greek style, clay shards with ancient ornaments, and remains of building foundations indicating the existence of a large and important settlement. Distinct stratified layers of the excavations reveal a chain of historical events. Kompatapa was apparently inhabited continuously from the time of Alexander the Great's conquests through the Kushan period. Interestingly, this area is also linked to a legend associated with one of the oldest and most mysterious cities, Alexandria Oxy, which, according to rumors, could have been located right here. The hypothesis that excites researchers the most is that within this region lies the lost city founded by the great general himself more than 2,000 years ago, mentioned in Greek chronicles. If such archaeological discoveries were confirmed, it would be a real sensation capable of enriching the history of the Silk Road by filling a sacred place in the panoramic picture of ancient trade and civilizational development. At the same time, not all scholars share this view. Some believe that the true Alexandria Oxy was located in present-day Afghanistan, in the Wayhanam region, and that current finds are only part of a larger archaeological collection. The mystery becomes even more complicated because the Amu Darya River, the main water artery of the region, has, over millennia, changed its course multiple times. Could traces of such important cities have been left by solely clean water? Perhaps strong floods, erosion, or tectonic uplift have forever buried key evidence of this city's existence. For now, the question remains unanswered. Whether Kampatapa was the lost city of Alexander is one of the eternal and most fascinating questions in archaeology, continuing to intrigue scientists and history enthusiasts alike. Moving northward, near the town of Nawi, another quite mysterious and enigmatic area opens up before researchers, a gorge known as Samish. In this deep and narrow canyon, more than 10,000 ancient petroglyphic images are hidden, carved and engraved on the rocks between 3,000 and 4,000 years ago. Majestic scenes of hunting, fighting herds of animals, horsemen, knights armed with weapons, as well as numerous symbols, many of which remain unknown even to specialists, all create the impression that ancient artists left a record here, telling stories about the life and beliefs of their era. Some images depict tools and clothing with many details clearly ahead of their time, long baffling scientists and sparking extensive debates about their historical origins. Were these drawings merely the fantasies of ancient craftsmen, or conversely, evidence of contacts with distant civilizations whose influence was transmitted through the centuries? The question remains open. Local legends speak of unusual glowing figures and moving lights that periodically appear on the rocks during full moon nights or before storms, flickering like torches. Despite popular scientific explanations that attribute these phenomena to phosphorescent minerals reacting to humidity, there are also unexpected features in the research. Magnetic anomalies have been recorded, causing particular confusion among experts. All this suggests that the mystery of the Samish Gorge still holds its secrets, and modern technology may, in the future, shed light on these ancient enigmas, blending legends and reality. To date, there is no single, definitive explanation for the multitude of mysteries surrounding the Samish Gorge. This extraordinary site, combining archaeological discoveries and phenomena that remain unexplained to this day, is one of the most mysterious and captivating corners of Uzbekistan. Each of its puzzles resembles a tangled ball of threads, which experts are slow to untangle, bringing them together to create a unique atmosphere of secrecy and mystification, evoking genuine interest and curiosity among researchers and travelers alike. It is precisely because this place intertwines elements of ancient civilizations, archaeological monuments, and inexplicable natural phenomena that it holds a special place among the country's most enigmatic attractions. Many scientists and adventurers who visit here seek answers to age-old questions, trying to understand the nature of these incredible formations and unexplained phenomena, connecting historical monuments and natural anomalies into a single whole. Yet no final explanation has been found to this day, making the Samish Gorge particularly alluring and mysterious, transforming it into a realm of captivating legends and numerous hypotheses. This place seems to draw the gaze and inner voice of a person, enticing with its mystery and inexplicable beauty. Ultimately, it is the mystery of this corner of nature and antiquity that creates the impression among visitors that they have entered a unique space filled with stories and secrets of an era. Therefore, despite all scientific advancements and research, Samish continues to remain one of the most enigmatic and unique places in Uzbekistan, inspiring every adventure seeker to investigate its secrets, as if it were an unforgettable, mysterious treasure that beckons with its unwritten history. When it comes to the vibrant culinary traditions of this region, it's impossible not to mention a dish that has long become a symbol of national cuisine: plov. This culinary masterpiece holds a special place in the hearts of every Uzbek and is considered one of the country's main calling cards. This fragrant and hearty delicacy is not just food, but a true story that reflects national values and hospitality. Its main ingredients, without which authentic Uzbek plov cannot be imagined, include long-grain rice, which becomes soft and separates into each grain during cooking, succulent lamb or beef, aromatic yellow carrots that add brightness and a sweetish hue, fragrant onions and garlic, as well as a rich bouquet of spices, cumin, barberry, black pepper, and others. A special large cast-iron kazan is used to prepare this dish, which is placed over hot coals or a wood fire, creating a unique cooking atmosphere. All ingredients, rice, meat, and vegetables, are cooked simultaneously in the kazan to allow the flavors of fat and spices to infuse everything, making the taste truly rich and memorable. When the plov is ready, it is laid out on a large communal dish, allowing the whole family to gather around, because this is not just food, but an event that unites loved ones and friends. Such plov is served at nearly all important celebrations, from weddings and festivities to funerals and memorials, since it symbolizes hospitality, warmth, and the generous spirit of the hosts. In some regions, traditionally, male cooks prepare enormous portions of this dish right in front of guests, transforming the cooking process into a true performance, where each stage is accompanied by skill and a festive atmosphere. Equally popular is the national dish called somsa, a triangular or crescent-shaped pastry with a juicy filling, which holds a special place in the hearts of devout traditionalists in Uzbekistan. Inside the somsa lies a filling made from chopped lamb or beef, mixed with fat, onions, and aromatic spices, while the dough is made from finely rolled wheat flour. The dough must be rolled out very thin so that when baked, it becomes simultaneously crispy and gains an appetizing golden color. The distinctive feature of this dish is in its method of preparation. Traditionally, Uzbeks bake somsa in special clay tandoors, vertical ovens where high temperatures produce a unique smoky aroma and a shiny, crispy crust. Thanks to this process, the crust acquires a characteristic golden hue, while the inner layers remain soft, juicy, and tender. Samsa can be found literally at every step, on street stalls, markets, and bazaars, making it accessible and popular among all residents and visitors of the country. It is often eaten for breakfast or as a midday snack, as it is a nutritious and very tasty treat. Every piece of samsa, filled with juicy meat and fried to a crispy crust, has a rich flavor, combining the aroma of fresh spices, tender meat, and a delicate hint of onion, creating a unique gastronomic experience that delights any lover of good food. Lagman is another truly folk dish, beloved by guests for its rich taste and simplicity of preparation. Its base is a thin, quite firm and long noodle, often called pulled, because it is stretched and pulled by hand in the kitchen, creating characteristic elastic strands. This noodle is boiled in a fragrant broth made from beef or lamb, which fills the dish with a rich meat flavor. Various vegetables, ripe tomatoes, bell peppers, radish, and potatoes are added to the soup, giving the dish a wealth of textures and tastes and making it a hearty, fulfilling meal. The most distinctive feature of lagman is the spicy seasoning, rich in spices, which densely and fragrantly soaks the broth, making it truly warming and flavorful. Sometimes it is garnished with fresh herbs, cilantro, dill, and dried pepper for added piquancy, especially appreciated in cold weather. Depending on preferences and traditions, lagman can be served in two ways: dry with minimal broth and liquid with a generous amount of sauce. It is often prepared on cold days to help warm up and enjoy its rich aroma. For many families, this dish is a real lifesaver, especially in winter months, as it provides warmth and comfort while bringing people together around the table. Shashlik is another undeniable treasure of Central Asian cuisine, considered one of the most beloved and recognizable dishes of the region. For its preparation, various meats are used: lamb, beef, or chicken, cut into cubes, carefully marinated with onion, pepper, salt, and spices. Afterwards, the pieces of meat are skewered on metal spits and grilled over hot coals, giving them an appetizing russet crust and a particularly intense, smoky aroma. During cooking, all the flavors are infused with heat, and the meat remains juicy and tender inside. Shashlik is traditionally served on a large wooden or ceramic platter, garnished with thinly sliced onions, fresh herbs, and a few drops of vinegar to balance out its richness and greasiness. It is usually accompanied by round Uzbek bread, naan, as well as vegetables and tomatoes, creating a harmonious combination of tastes and aromas. This dish is not just food, but a true cultural phenomenon that unites people during friendly gatherings, festive celebrations, or simply in a warm family setting. Wherever adventures take explorers, barbecue treats invariably evoke smiles and warmth, impressing with their simplicity and at the same time the elegance of their preparation. As for the fascinating fairs and festive events in Uzbekistan, they are distinguished by their colorful and rich traditional programs. A special place among them is occupied by the annual festival dedicated to the Navruz holiday, a day that falls around March 21st according to the modern Gregorian calendar, but is rooted in the ancient Persian calendar and symbolizes the arrival of spring, renewal of nature, and the awakening of life. This festival is a bright and picturesque celebration where folk dances, songs, vibrant costumes, masterclasses on traditional crafts, and a wide variety of national treats can be seen everywhere. Navruz itself is not just a celebration of nature, but a festive occasion of the people's unity, their culture, and their rich traditions. On the streets of cities and villages, fireworks are launched, large gatherings with folk games and processions are held, and colourful bazaars are organised where visitors can purchase artisans' products, souvenirs, national costumes, and various delicacies. This holiday brings people together, recreating an atmosphere of joy and optimism, welcoming the new spring, and leaving bright memories for everyone who finds themselves at the very heart of Uzbek cultural life on this day. Navruz is not just a single day, but a grand and prolonged festival event comprising a series of ceremonial activities filled with the richest customs and traditional rituals. These celebratory activities serve as an essential link, uniting not only individual families, but entire communities, fostering an atmosphere of warmth, unity, and joy. During the preparatory period, people carefully clean their homes, tidy up and decorate them with bright national elements, symbolizing renewal and a new beginning. It is also important to prepare new festive clothing, which will later be worn for participating in national rituals and welcoming guests. As part of the celebration, it is customary to visit relatives and friends, strengthening bonds and expressing heartfelt care and friendliness. A special dish in traditional Navruz festivities is sumalak. This nourishing and unique delicacy is made from sprouted wheat and flour, meticulously mixed and slowly cooked in large cauldrons for nearly several hours. Women gather around this process, continuously stirring the contents, creating a pleasant atmosphere filled with noise, laughter, and gentle songs. During this ritual, they often sing folk songs, perform ancient melodies, and tell each other captivating stories passed down through generations. This tradition symbolizes friendship, harmony, and continuous renewal, as sumalak is not just a dish, but one of the vivid symbols of festive spirit and unity. During the lively celebrations in honor of Navruz, the streets are filled with the sounds of folk music. Songs are sung, traditional instruments are played, horse racing, folk games, wrestling competitions, and other sports are held. On these days, children dress in bright and colorful costumes, resembling little characters from fairy tales, and eagerly take part in festive amusements, filling the streets with joyful shouts and laughter. Adults, in turn, come out onto the streets to dance and sing under the open sky, creating an atmosphere of true folk happiness. All participants in the celebration greet the new year, a symbol of renewal and new hopes. With sincere warmth and good wishes, accompanied by laughter, smiles, and a genuine sense of unity, as Navruz always reminded everyone of the importance of peace, friendship, and zest for life. In August, according to an ancient tradition, the country hosts another significant event which has become a traditional and eagerly awaited occurrence for many, the International Classical Music Festival, known as Shark Taranalari. This musical forum takes place in the magnificent city of Samarkand on the legendary Registan Square, a site that once served as a cultural and historical heart of the entire Central Asian region. It is here that talented musicians from all over the world gather to honor and continue the rich heritage of traditional and Eastern musical culture. During several intense festival days, audiences can enjoy incredible performances on a stage covered with blue domes and decorated with elegant mosaics. Among the performances, Uzbek folk songs are easily recognizable and familiar, but there is no less attention drawn to the sounds and melodies from Mongolia, Iran, Turkey, and other countries. This stage truly seems magical. The surrounding architecture, turquoise domes, magnificent mosaics, and intricate ornamentation creates a sense of fairy tale grandeur, transporting viewers into a world of ancient traditions and spiritual richness. In addition to the vibrant musical performances, the festival also features craft fairs, where artisans from all over Uzbekistan and beyond showcase their creations, participate in art workshops, and compete in contests specially designed for young talents. Thus, the Shark Taranalari Festival becomes not only the culmination of the music season, but also an important event that unites the cultural life of the country and the world. It is one of the most prestigious international events in Uzbekistan, strengthening ties between profession, tradition, and art, as well as stimulating the development of folk crafts and arts. After this exciting event, September begins, and with it comes one of the most vivid and memorable holidays, the Silk and Spices Festival, held in the ancient and legendary city of Bukhara. This is a city whose history is intertwined with the era of the Great Silk Road, when it was a mandatory stop on trade routes and a center of cultural exchange between different civilizations. The festival traditionally takes the city back to those golden times, filled with vibrant colors, rich aromas, and a remarkable diversity of cultural life. During the festival days, the streets of Bukhara are filled with bright silk fabrics, embroidery in various shades, the scents of fresh spices, tea drinks, and exquisite dishes brought from across the country. Masters, artisans, artists, and weavers from all corners of Uzbekistan come together to showcase their skills and sell their best products, transforming the city into a vast open-air marketplace. The most sensible and safe approach is to exchange currency only at official banks or licensed exchange offices, even if the exchange rate is slightly less favorable. This greatly reduces the risk of unpleasant consequences. Equally important is ensuring personal safety in crowded places. In large cities and busy tourist routes, it is especially necessary to be attentive to your belongings to avoid petty thefts or unwanted situations. Thus, careful planning, awareness of current realities, and knowledge of basic safety rules will help make your trip to Uzbekistan enjoyable, safe, and memorable, allowing you to fully experience its rich heritage, hospitality, and unique culture. Overall, Uzbekistan can be considered a relatively safe country to travel in, as its land is renowned for its tranquility and hospitality. However, even in such favorable regions, unpleasant incidents sometimes occur. For example, pickpocketing, This is especially noticeable in busy markets such as the famous Chorsu Bazaar in Tashkent or evening markets in ancient cities like Samarkand. In these vibrant places filled with bright colors and diverse goods, tourists are often engrossed in photographing the sights and shopping for souvenirs, which makes them more vulnerable. Therefore, it is important to remember safety precautions. Avoid keeping valuables in plain sight, especially in crowds. It is better to keep them in your pockets or carry small bags over your shoulder, secured with a lock. Phones or cameras used to capture memorable moments should not be left unattended, so a pickpocket cannot take advantage of the opportunity. At local markets, where prices and quality can vary significantly, bargaining skills are essential. Do not accept the first offer immediately. Comparing several stalls may reveal that the same silk scarves or spice boxes are sold at different prices. This is a common tactic in market trading. Sellers often quote inflated prices, expecting buyers to bargain and bring the cost down to a more acceptable level. If you do not stay active, you could end up paying twice as much as the original cost. Therefore, it is advisable to visit several stalls, compare prices, and only then make a purchase. Patience and bargaining skills almost always pay off and help save a significant amount. When it comes to domestic travel, it is worth paying attention to baggage check rules during transfers or border crossings at railway stations. Interstate trains in Uzbekistan are a convenient and fairly developed mode of transportation, connecting major cities such as Tashkent, Samarkand, Bukhara, and others. However, at some stations, baggage checks can be strict. Inspectors may examine suitcase contents, especially if there is suspicion of carrying prohibited or restricted items. Sometimes situations arise where the transportation of alcohol or medicines raises questions for inspectors. Cases where alcohol without a receipt or large quantities of medications were confiscated were not uncommon. To avoid misunderstandings, it is recommended to keep medicines in their original packaging and carry only the amount of medication or alcohol needed for the duration of the trip, avoiding excess supplies. The most important thing is to remember that despite the country's hospitality and safety, knowing some nuances significantly enhances the traveler's comfort and peace of mind. For example, proper currency exchange, attentiveness in crowds, and negotiation skills. All these make travel not only more enjoyable, but also safer. Regarding the cost of traveling within Uzbekistan, it should be noted that it is particularly affordable, especially for foreign tourists. Prices here are quite moderate compared to the rest of the world. A trip to a major city does not necessarily entail high expenses. For instance, lunch at a local, inexpensive eatery typically costs about $3 to $5, which is sufficient for a satisfying and tasty meal, such as a large plate of pilaf with meat and vegetables, or several hot samosas served with fragrant tea. In more upscale restaurants located in city centers, prices range from $10 to $20 per dish, still much lower than the average European level. Tea is almost always provided for free or costs less than $1, while Western-style coffee is a little more expensive. Both options are quite accessible for most tourists. As for accommodation, it also offers a range of prices and categories. In Tashkent, for example, a bed in a hostel costs around $8 to $18 per night, an excellent choice for budget travelers and backpackers. Mid-range comfort is offered by 3-star hotels, where the price usually ranges from $25 to $40 per night, often including breakfast. In the historic districts of Samarkand or Bukhara, you can find luxurious hotels or boutique accommodations for around $80 to $120 per night, allowing travelers to immerse themselves in an atmosphere of Oriental glamour, enjoy exquisite architecture, and maintain comfort during their stay. Traveling across the country and moving within cities is also quite an affordable pleasure. A metro ride in Tashkent costs approximately $1/6 of a dollar, and bus fares are not much higher. City taxis typically cost from $2 to $4 for a short trip, but it is often more economical to agree on a price in advance to avoid unexpected additional expenses. For intercity travel, the most convenient and fastest options are high-speed trains, such as the Tashkent-Samarkand route, which covers about 300 kilometers and costs roughly $8 to $15, combining comfort and affordability. At local markets, where trade is conducted directly with vendors, buying fruits, vegetables, spices, or handicrafts is very inexpensive. A kilogram of fresh fruit costs around $1 or $2, and the assortment often impresses with its richness and quality. With a little bargaining, one can purchase goods at even more favorable prices, making shopping in Uzbekistan a pleasant pastime and an opportunity to fully immerse oneself in local culture and traditions. On average, travelers venturing into the amazing and colorful Uzbekistan can enjoy their stay with a sense of comfort and calm, spending approximately $30 to $50 a day. This sum includes everything: delicious and diverse national dishes, comfortable transportation services, and accommodation in mid-range hotels that ensure comfort and coziness. Such a level of spending allows tourists to feel that they are in an accessible and attractive country without breaking their budget, while gaining the maximum positive impressions. It is precisely this affordability that makes traveling to Uzbekistan appealing, making it accessible to a wide range of tourists. This concludes the series of 15 fascinating facts about this ancient, heritage-rich, and dynamically developing country. Uzbekistan is a land where a rich history, rooted in centuries past, intertwines with modern trends and lifestyles. Here, traditions passed down from generation to generation harmoniously blend with contemporary culture and technological innovations, creating a unique atmosphere for every traveler. In this region, the hospitality of its people, the wealth of cultural and architectural monuments, along with accessibility and friendliness, make each journey vibrant and unforgettable.